Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and we're talking AMC, the daily update on this stock. If you don't already know, I'm doing an update every single day on AMC for the next week and a half, give or take. So today I want to cover some pretty big news potentially in the works. This actually has been a topic worth mentioning over the past 3 to 4 months regarding AMC stock. Could it actually be acquired in the coming months, and why are Netflix and Amazon the really big targets to be acquiring this company? Could the short squeeze continue? I do believe there's a little bit of bullish momentum going into Monday. Tuesday is going to be the day of reckoning though. But before we get into the content, I need you to do one thing and one thing only. Hit that sub button down below, leave a thumbs up, and have the notifications turned on. We're posting videos every single day regarding the stocks that I am personally trading, as well as updates going over stocks we have previously traded or been looking at. But let's not waste any more time. Let's get to it. Yesterday, obviously, I made the video and update on AMC, and it's Sunday, and markets haven't even opened yet on the indexes. So there's not too much I can cover, as well as the Super Bowl going on tonight. So I'm not going to be making the video too late tonight. I'm going to be watching the Super Bowl with the boys. There's a few articles coming out regarding AMC possibly being acquired by two of these major companies, Netflix and Amazon. This is extremely good if you're a long-term holder. So let's disconsider and disvalue the short squeeze at this moment. Let's say that the stock stays at this $5, $6 marker for the next 2 to 3 months, and then it comes out before summer that AMC is getting acquired by Netflix or Amazon. AMC stock would absolutely skyrocket, probably to about the $15 to $17 marker, maybe even higher. This would be very big news overall. How would it affect Netflix and Amazon? It'd be pretty bullish for those companies in the long-term scheme of things. They'd probably reevaluate the company and change overall marketing ideas from the company. So that's not really what I talk about from their side of the view. But AMC stock would absolutely skyrocket. So let's look at this article. So this was actually released about 7 hours ago, 6 a.m. Central for me. This week we posed the following question to over 1,000 traders and investors regarding Amazon.com and Netflix Inc. Over the next year, should Amazon or Netflix try to buy and acquire AMC? For starters, why might Amazon and Netflix look to purchase the ultra-best theater chain? Something like Cinemark is doing far more bullish and better, has a better outlook as a company, elevating the theaters to more of a luxurious type experience. If you haven't been to a theater lately, they're really upgrading the seats, the overall experience. The prices are going up as well, so that is worth noting. Our team reported in June 2020 that Bank of America securities analyst Nat Schneidler said the theater buyout made sense, and Amazon may not be the only tech company interested. Schneidler said Amazon and Netflix may be looking to take advantage of a depressed theater valuations to follow the omni-channel blueprint of Amazon's buyout of grocery store chain Whole Foods. So as Amazon made that purchase into Whole Foods, we know how big Whole Foods is now. We know the shift that they took with the straight-to-consumer route, how they can deliver your groceries in under an hour, that type of stuff. And it's a very luxurious type grocery store compared to something like Walmart or Kroger, wherever you might be. They have different brands as well. I think the Netflix makes more sense. Netflix experience to go retail would be massive. Also, the ability to see these Netflix originals, as you can already see, or these Netflix series as well. Imagine weekly series coming out and you being able to go to the theaters and get that overall experience with your friends at that theater. It opens up the game to a lot more possibilities and more revenue streams. Also, they could do something where if you have a membership on Netflix, you get a direct discount for the theaters or these viewing parties, etc. So that's really cool as well. I don't want to focus on too much on hypotheticals on what could be, but the possibilities are relatively endless if one of these starts buying. I think it makes more sense for Netflix to get into this. I don't think it makes as much sense for Amazon, but they are constantly diversifying their company, so Amazon's definitely a player there. As we go to the bottom, you can see this week's study found 44% of respondents saying that Netflix and AMC would make sense in 2021. They're kind of agreeing with my overall statement. As we go to the bottom, you can see this week's study found 44% of respondents saying that Netflix and AMC would make sense in 2021. They're kind of agreeing with my overall statement. And I didn't read this in pre-advance. I looked a little bit over it, but it had me pretty excited because this is one focal point of AMC and why I figured buying it in mid-2020 was a good play, because the valuation of the company, they're not going bankrupt, but they're not doing good in the long-term scheme of things as well. While only 24% of respondents said the Amazon deal would look pretty beneficial. If you are in the stock long-term and you're thinking this is the only chance that I could possibly get out of the stock right now, if we get an initial push-up come this week, I would disagree. If you're holding the overall stock and not options or anything like that, I think there's a lot of out routes if you're stuck holding the stock. It's not the worst thing to be holding. It's not like it's going to be like the housing market, which is bound to crash eventually or anything like that. AMC is going to either get bought out, have a short squeeze, or worst case scenario, we go down to $4 or $5. That's kind of the worst case scenario here. There's a lot of analysts putting these price targets at $2 to $3, but I'm telling you, if we get bought out by Netflix especially, we're going to see a skyrocket in valuation of the company. Mark my words. Let's look at the chart very, very quickly. We've done this a few times, and I'm doing it live every single night, so you can catch it there. But let's look at the chart for about 2 minutes, give or take, and then I'll get you out of here. So if you watched my video yesterday, it's not going to be too much different with the charts. Like I said, we held on Friday above this support, this blue box. Also, we broke out among this actual resistance on the OBV, getting a little bit of a breakout and consolidation. We want to see the OBV start to tick up strongly come Monday morning tomorrow. That's going to be very key for the stock. If we can start pushing there, I see no reason why we do not break above this OBV, because I think that OBV will start to flatline. I want to see some price action like this. Once we get above here, the initial targets in the short term will be right here, $8.70 to about $8.95, give or take. From there, it's a $10 support, and the $10 will make or break the stock. What this comes back down to is retail holding their positions. Are they just getting out in hopes that this is the last time they'll be able to get out? Are they not riding the FOMO? What are they doing? That's the overall consensus of the market, especially with AMC. Short interest comes out on Tuesday. This has been confirmed as well. That will be very bullish for the stock if the short interest has increased, which I'm thinking it has. Every article is pointing to the thesis that the short interest is dropping, but I almost want to refuse to believe that. That is absolutely ridiculous. I don't think that's happening. Now articles even coming in to say this is a long squeeze. I think this is pure market manipulation and what's being said through these media providers. So don't really trust the articles until we get the number posted out here on Tuesday. I want to see a push up from this range, come back down, pushing up above the VWAP, this line here. Once we get above the VWAP, it's a clear race to the $8.70 to $9 range. I don't know how we're going to react from that level. That's going to be pretty interesting. I would suspect we get an initial dip from that range, but the volume really is kicking in, especially from this OBV down, like we're seeing down there. That's going to be the bullish case. The volume looks like it wants to kick in. It's breaking past these resistances. It's looking like there is some upside come Monday. Overall, guys, I know this video was a little bit different than my past updates, but that new article that I was just kind of alerted about this morning had me really excited, and that there is a perk of interest from Netflix. Netflix is the one that I'm very excited about. I think Amazon was the only one really on the list, so I wasn't too kind of excited about that play. I mean, it had me excited because if Amazon makes that purchase, AMC stock will skyrocket, don't get me wrong, but Netflix makes more sense. I think there's a lot of ways they could work that into the business model and really expand the growth of their business. Now, the only question is, do they want to go into retail? That's ultimately a retail type space, but looking at what Amazon did with Whole Foods, they really made that brick and mortar work. I think Netflix could, but they have to restructure everything. It could be a really great setup, especially tying it into their already members that they have right now. AMC could see a massive surge in price just from that deal if it happens over the next 2 to 3 months, which is what I would expect after this short squeeze ends, after it kind of talk this dies down, especially if AMC starts to dip. If AMC starts to dip below $4, it's a long-term play in my opinion. And this is not financial advice, so do your own due diligence. That's going to wrap up this video. Make sure you hit that like down below, hit the sub button as well, and have the notifications turned on. I'm going to have an update going out tomorrow regarding the stock and where we're going. I'm expecting something bullish, guys. Have a good one. Namaste.